everybody, welcome to Cheeseology. I'm Adam. In this video I'm going to show you how I've upgraded my cheese aging space. I have a previous video on this, but I've made some changes, especially to how I'm introducing humidity, and it's working much better. So I'll show you how I did it, I'll show you the equipment I used, and hopefully this will help you out. Okay, what I have here is a wine fridge that I bought on Facebook Marketplace for $300. It's a large wine fridge. I got this one because it was cheap. You can use a smaller one, but I plan on packing this with cheese. What I did here is I put a humidifier in here. As you can see, it just came on. What this does, instead of my other video that sprays water, produces more of a fog. So it works much better. I don't have the water going everywhere. I don't have it leaking out of the fridge in my garage. And as you can see, I have two cheeses. I have an Alpine style, and then I have my Vermont cheddar down here with a few more months. Now, what's nice about the wine fridge is wine fridges operate at about the temperature you need for cheese. So I have this humidifier plugged in to a controller that, as you can see right here, is the cord of the humidifier. It goes to this controller. This controller name brand is something like Zod Med. I don't know that name. I've had this several years, but you can see for this I can control both humidity and temperature. If the lights are lit, that means that line is on. So on the left hand side there, as you can see, it says humidity. You can see that's plugged in to the humidifier. So that comes on and off based on what you have this set at. So I just had the door open, so it dropped down a little bit in humidity. On the right, I have the humidity set at 90 and it's at 87. I just closed the door so that'll come back up, but you can also change it. See the temperature, I have it set at 53, it's at 56. That 56 is still fine, and then this one also goes to Celsius as well. I don't worry about the temperature control for this because the fridge, like I said, operates at the temperature I need or that I'm happy with. I just worry about the humidity, so I just leave it set there on the humidity so I can come out and see, make sure it's still where it needs to be. Now for this humidifier, what happens is there's a reservoir here that contains water. When it needs to produce humidity, it just pumps, it uses that water, pumps out a fog. As you can see, this one has a dial. You don't want to just get any humidifier. You want to get one that's analog like this. You don't want a digital humidifier, because what happens is when the power comes on to this cord on a digital humidifier, this humidifier is not going to turn on. You're going to have to go press a button somewhere on it to turn it on. This one though, with analog ones, when there's power supplied to this cord, to the device itself, it comes on. So I don't have to worry about it. I just have to plug it into the controller and then let it go. I just have to make sure that this line isn't like down like this, because water will sit in there and then block this flow. Just want to make sure it's level, and water is going to come out. You want to have some kind of pan or something so it's just not leaking all over your fridge, or even worse, all over your cheeses. And this works great. As you can see, I have this on the upper section of my fridge. I did start with it way down there at the bottom and thought I could just put all the cheeses up above. It doesn't work well. I was using a whole reservoir in about a day because it was struggling to keep the humidity up. And it measures humidity and temperature through this sensor right here that I kind of just have hanging, and this is attached to that little number controller that I showed you. So what I did was I moved it to the top to test it out, see if it worked any better, and one reservoir full of water lasts me about 4 days now. It works much better. So key takeaway here, you want to put the humidifier above the cheeses. Now if it's in a small fridge, a small wine fridge, I don't think it's going to matter. If you have something bigger like this, it's going to matter. So as you can see, it just naturally kind of flows downwards, and that's perfect. So that's how I changed up my aging space. It works much better, much more consistent. I just have to keep an eye on the reservoir, make sure that when it runs out, I fill it back up. Again, it lasts probably 3 or 4 days. I come out here every couple days just to check it, top it off sometimes. but it's been working perfect. So I hope you've learned something. I hope this helps. I know a lot of people struggle with aging spaces. I've tried many configurations for aging spaces, from like saltwater solutions in pans to damp rags. Nothing keeps it consistent like this does. This will shut off when it reaches that 90% that I have it set at, and it only comes on when it drops down. So it keeps it very stable in terms of where I want the humidity set at. So, okay, hope this helps. Happy cheese making.